Norwood Private Limited here, it's a company basically, okay? It's a company, registered company under your Companies Act 2013, and it has its principal business, registered office, everything basically in your Mumbai, okay? Now, they want to enter into a distributorship agreement with this Woodpeckers Private Limited. When I'm talking about a distributorship agreement, you don't need to go into the details of a distributorship agreement. We are not covering distributorship agreement. For the factual matrix, we have given you the type of agreement. Now, this is basically your factual background where there's a company and there's a distributor. They are entering into an agreement with each other. Okay? The checklist was provided to you here. If you click on this hyperlink, the definitive checklist, this is one of the most important things that you will be studying. Don't take this document for granted. Okay? If you don't understand this document, any clause, anywhere you have a doubt, please clarify it. Okay? Otherwise, you're going to really face trouble, believe me. A lot of people, they just skip this document. I don't know why, but this is one of the most important documents. Okay. So this is basically the checklist. It has around 33 clauses, if I'm not wrong. Total 33 clauses are there. So in the assignment, we have, after the factual background, given you a situation like this. There's a likelihood of a fifth wave of COVID pandemic, and the parties intend to suspend the agreement if there is a nationwide lockdown. Now, the answer that you will be writing is in kind of this format. Okay, one second. I will show it. One second. In a fresh Word document, basically, now the format that I am showing to you, okay, it is not compulsory that you have to basically capture this in your Word document format only. In the table format that I am showing, okay, you can, whatever format you want to use, you can use it. There is no issue in doing that. You want to write it in a paragraph format, you can write it. I have, for the sake of clarity, for some clarity, I have actually taken this in a table format. So all you have to do here is write the name of the clause. This is the first question's answer. That is your post major clause, which we have discussed in the class. And in 1-2 lines, in your own language, give a general significance as to why should we use the post major clause. Like I have captured the significance in my own term out here, that this clause is captured in agreements to dissolve the liability of the parties in case of unforeseeable events. That's the test, right? For force major clause, the event for which the suspension or the termination of the agreement is happening, it has to be unforeseeable, absolutely unforeseeable. So I have given one event example, like for example, it's an earthquake, it's an act of God or a natural calamity, or a lockdown, which is a man-made event, or an event for which you can terminate the agreement, but by the decision of a man, human event basically. So I've just given 2 examples out here. So this is how basically you will write the answer. Now for all the 10 questions out here, you will have to name 10 clauses, and in 1 or 2 lines like this, you have to give the significance of the clause. So it's like a match the following kind of an exercise, where if you will see in the checklist, if we go to force major, let's go to the force major clause, okay? See, here, if you read the force major clause, now this clause specifies situations which are outside the control of the parties, are unforeseeable, and under which parties cannot be compelled to perform the obligations under the agreement. Okay? So this is exactly the ingredient list or your content of what force major clauses are there for. Okay? So see the situation matches this content of the force major clause. COVID pandemic, it's basically an unforeseeable event, and the parties have decided that if there is a lockdown, they will be basically suspending the agreement. So whichever clause in which you can fit the situation, obviously the intention is to make sure that you read the contents of the clauses very properly. Only if you read very thoroughly the contents of the clauses, each of the 33 clauses, you will be able to properly match the situations along with the clause. Okay? Once you have figured out the name of the clause, you write the name of the clause, and in another place, you write the significance in 1 or 2 lines in your own language. Whatever you inform, wrong, right, let it be. but your inference, what you infer, why is it important, that is very important.